Hey everyone, it's Josh with SKAA. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can combine multiple Soundboks speaker systems using SKAA Wireless technology. With SKAA Nadja technology, you can combine up to 5 speakers using one speaker as a central hub. So for example, let's say that I have 2 of the new Generation 3 Soundboks speakers, and my buddy Kyle has 3 of them, and we want to combine them all together for a big party. Or maybe you're a professional DJ and you own 5 of these, and you want to combine them all for a wedding, a party, or some other private event. This can easily be done with SKAA Wireless audio. So I'll go through this in 2 different steps. First, I'll give you a quick start on how to set this all up, and then second, I'll show you some useful power user tips for this type of setup. First, I'll make sure to mark the speakers with masking tape and a Sharpie. The one I usually use in host mode, I'll mark Josh Hub, and then my other speaker I'll just mark Josh. The one Kyle usually uses in host mode will get marked Kyle Hub. Kyle's other 2 speakers are just marked Kyle. This is both to make sure that each of us gets the correct speakers back later, and so it's easy for us to snap our systems back to their usual separate setups. Next, I'll make sure that only one speaker is in host mode. This one will be the hub for our big combined system. I'll use the one marked Josh Hub for this. All others will be in join mode. These are the satellites. We have 1 hub and 4 satellite speakers. This is what's known as a SKAA Nadja cell. Check out SKAA.com/send/Nadja to learn more. I power on Josh Hub in host mode, and I pair up my phone or notebook to this hub speaker with Bluetooth. In this example, I'll use my notebook and play some music from Apple Music. I now hear my music coming from the hub speaker. I power up the speaker marked Josh, which has already been bonded to the hub, so just setting it to join mode will have it playing my music instantly. The other 3 Kyle speakers will need to be bonded to the hub manually. Next, I'll bond another satellite to the hub. I power it up and make sure it's in join mode. On the Pro panel on the rear of the satellite, I can use one of these 3 different methods to bond to the hub. 1, I can click the bond button once. This method works if the satellite has already been used with this hub before. The satellite will hunt through its green list, looking for each favorite stored there for 2 seconds, and then move on to the next favorite. Once this satellite speaker finds the hub, it will bond to it. I'll see the bond button glow bright green, and this satellite will start playing music. 2, if the speaker has never been used with this hub before, I can click the bond button twice quickly, a double click. The bond button will glow bright amber to show that the speaker has been bonded to the hub. This is the method I'll probably need to use with Kyle's 3 speakers. And 3, as a last resort, I can click the bond button 6 times. The bond indicator will flash red several times. This factory resets the speaker. After this is done, the speaker will automatically bond to the first SKAA source it finds, which should be the hub. This 3rd method I'll leave as a last resort, since it will clear the green list on this speaker, and Kyle would have to set up from scratch once he gets back home. If there happens to be another SKAA source nearby, and I get the wrong music, I just repeat the method I'm using until I get the correct music. I'll repeat this process for the 2 remaining satellites, until I have all 5 speakers playing the correct music from my notebook. So just to recap here, my notebook is sending audio over Bluetooth to the first hub speaker, then that hub speaker is transmitting audio to the other 4 satellite speakers using SKAA Nadja technology. I can independently adjust the volume of all 5 speakers using their large volume knobs, and I can place them anywhere inside or outside my house. In the case of a wedding or an event, I can place them anywhere in the room or event hall and surround my guests with sound. For all 4 satellites, I'll check the color of the bond button. If I have any satellites which are glowing bright amber, I'll hold down their bond button for 2 seconds until the bond button turns bright green. This green listing setup memorizes the hub as a favorite SKAA source. Make sure you always operate your satellites in green mode like this. If my source, in this case the hub speaker, goes away for any reason, the satellites will not bond to anything else. They'll just wait for the hub to come back. This is super stable and exactly what you want for any event or party. This way, my satellites won't accidentally bond to Teddy's bar mitzvah next door. The hub and all 4 satellites are now playing the correct music from my notebook, and all 4 satellites have bond indicators glowing bright green on their rear pro panels. They're all operating in the super stable green mode. Keep in mind, one of our speakers is labeled Kyle Hub, but for our big party, its role will be a satellite. It'll get to be a hub again when Kyle brings it back home. After the party, when Kyle and I take our respective speakers back home, we simply use bonding method number 1 to rebond our satellites to our respective hubs. And presto, our systems snap back to our 2 respective separate setups. Now that you know how to set up 5 Soundboks speakers in a Nadja cell, I'll show you power users a few useful tricks. For this, you'll want to download the free SKAA Command app, which is available for iOS and Android, as well as for Mac and Windows computers. You can get this at SKAA.com/TLC. Let's say that we want some of these speakers to play the left channel and some to play the right channel, or others to play mono. So if you have a pair of speakers together in the same room or in the same area, you might want to make them individually left and right for a stereo effect. Whereas if you have a single speaker by itself, you might want to sum the left and right channels to mono. Right now I have the music playing from my notebook over Bluetooth to the hub speaker. What I'll do is go around to each speaker with my iPhone, and using the SKAA Command app, I'll set the audio routing for each speaker by temporarily bonding the speaker to the DIS transmitter plugged into my iPhone, setting the desired audio routing using the SKAA Command app, then returning each speaker to its proper role in the Nadja cell that we've set up. Let's start with the 5 speaker system we set up earlier in this video. The hub, the speaker in host mode, is feeding music to 4 satellites. The speaker's in join mode. All 4 satellites have their bond indicators glowing bright green. That is, they have the hub green listed. First, I want to set the hub speaker to mono. I'll make sure my DIS transmitter is plugged into my iPhone, pull up SKAA Command, switch the host speaker to join mode, and audio from all of my speakers will stop when I do. If the speaker doesn't automatically show up in SKAA Command and show that it's been bonded, double-click the bond button on the Pro panel to bond the speaker temporarily. I tap on the green bond block and make sure that the audio routing is set to mono. This mono setting will persist regardless of mode until I decide to change it again. Then I can change the hub speaker back to host mode so it operates as a SKAA transmitter again. Now it'll be able to take in audio via Bluetooth and send it out to the satellites over SKAA. I click play in my notebook and audio resumes on all speakers. For the 4 satellite speakers, this process is even easier since they're already in join mode. I have a pair of these that I want to make left and right. So I'll double click the bond button on the first satellite and it bonds up to DIS temporarily and pops up in the SKAA Command app. I tap on the green bond block and change its audio routing to left. Then I single click the bond button and it rebonds to the hub and starts playing music again. Then I temporarily bond the next speaker to DIS the same way and make sure that its audio routing is set to right. Then I single click the bond button to get it to rebond to the hub speaker. I repeat this audio routing process with the 3rd and 4th satellites, setting them as left, right, or mono, according to what makes sense in my particular speaker arrangement. Remember, when I single-click the bond button at the end of the procedure, the speaker will no longer show up in SKAA Command, because it's no longer bonded to DIS, but it will remember its audio routing setting regardless of mode and regardless of what source it's bonded to. Here's another pro tip. If one or more satellites is amber bonded to the hub or any other SKAA transmitter, it will automatically memorize or green list that source after 30 minutes of continuous bond. If you're curious, try it. You'll literally see the bond button change from bright amber to bright green all by itself after 30 minutes. This is a safety feature to avoid the accidental bar mitzvah faux pas cited earlier. But real pros don't rely on the 30-minute auto ad. Real pros green list the hub into each of the satellites manually, as described earlier in this video. This way, nothing is left to chance, and the whole system runs super stable, even in the first 30 minutes. To further drive this green listing is good point home, let's think about how the hub responds to audio and silence. The hub's SKAA transmitter chip will stay powered on and available, so long as it has audio flowing through it. In this case, it's my Apple Music playlist. Now let's say that I need to hit pause in the Apple Music Player app because the best man needs to give a toast to the bride. Now the SKAA transmitter chip has silence, After 2.5 minutes of this silence, the chip turns itself off to dutifully save power. Bonds to all satellites are dropped. Any satellite which was bonded to the hub in amber mode now goes looking for another SKAA source to bond to, and since it's in amber explore mode, any source will do. You remember Teddy next door with the bar mitzvah? Well, we're listening to Teddy's music now. In contrast, all of the satellites bonded to the hub in green mode will just patiently wait for the hub to return. If the best man's toast takes 5 minutes, 20 minutes, or even an hour, it doesn't matter how long. The green bonded satellites will never bond to anything other than the hub. They'll just wait forever for it to come back. And when it does come back, they'll automatically rebond to it, which is exactly what you want in a professional situation. If the speakers are going to be used in a particular configuration regularly, as in a professional DJ setup, it's helpful to also mark the masking tape with the audio routing of each speaker, so there's no guesswork when you get to the next gig. And since the speakers remember their favorites list, that is their green list, along with their audio routing, there's no need to go through the setup process like this each time. You just set up the system once, and you never have to mess with it again at future gigs. One last parting tip. Real pros always avoid bonding with method number 3. A factory reset not only blows away the whole green list stored in the speaker, it also resets the audio routing of the speaker. For example, the speakers that you've meticulously set up as left and right and appropriately mask taped and sharpied will be unceremoniously returned to mono following a 6-click factory reset. Mono just happens to be the factory default setting for all Soundboks Gen 3 speakers. If you're interested in purchasing the Soundboks speakers, downloading SKAA Command, or if you want to learn more about SKAA Wireless and SKAA Nadja technology, check out the links in the video description below. Thanks for watching.